Yo, it's absolute airdrop season right now in the Cosmos ecosystem. With the Moneta upgrade on Juno and with the Vega upgrade on Cosmos, we will see potentially even more to be announced in the next coming weeks. But one that got announced is the Evmos airdrop, and there's a lot of exciting news that I want to share with you today. And if you're excited about this, then please, number one, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. That's really the most important. Share it with one or two friends, number two. And number three, also make sure to watch the entire thing. So cosmonauts are absolutely being spoiled right now with money flying in left or right. The thing that you always have to do, the rule of thumb when you want to play the airdrop game, is to make sure that number one, you hold your coins in self-custody, right? I can't say this enough. There's still people hitting me up to say, oh, I have my coins on Binance, or I have my coins on Kraken. Do I get the airdrop? No, you don't get the airdrop if you hold it on a centralized exchange. One last thing before we jump into the Evmos airdrop is when you look for a delegator, I get this question a lot. When you look for a validator to delegate to, then make sure that you don't delegate to a centralized exchange, or that you don't delegate to a 0% commission validator, because those oftentimes get excluded from receiving airdrops, right? But anyway, now let's look into the most exciting and highly anticipated airdrop that is now announced. So for those that are not familiar with Evmos, or maybe that are new to the channel, Evmos is an EVM compatible chain on Cosmos. It's basically Ethereum on Cosmos. It's not a bridge. It's an EVM compatible smart contract platform that is running on its own Cosmos chain, right? And it also implements IBC. So think of, for example, if you come from the Polkadot space, it's Moonbeam just on steroids with IBC enabled, right? With entire access to liquidity on Cosmos, and the whole ecosystem of all these chains that are already IBC enabled, right? We have now nearly 30 of them. So EVM on X Cosmos, that's what Evmos stands for. Previously Ethermint, they did a whole rebranding, and they are coming out now with a big bang. And this big bang is the Evmos Rect Drop. So with the Rect Drop, they don't only want to give coins to people that held or staked to the network, but they also want to give coins to people that actively participated in DeFi, right? That got wrecked with high fees on Ethereum, for example, or even that they participated in projects that got hacked. So this is kind of like a refund for you if you got hacked in some projects. And we're going to look into some names in a second. We can see that the eligibility here is for the following users, right? So first of all, we have Cosmos Hub users. And I said this repeatedly, if you voted on proposal 44, which was the proposal to fund the development on Ethermint, right? To give 100,000 atoms to the Tharsis team, which is Federico and Akash, right? And now Liam is also there, and some other people, to give this money to them so that they can develop this chain, which has been in the works for years, but got stuck a little bit. So that's why Evmos came to life. So they will be eligible. People that voted for this, yes, obviously, they will be eligible for this. Second, also Atom delegators. Staking is a critical component of securing the network. So you guys will be included in the snapshot, which has already been taken, by the way. We'll look into it in a second. Then we also have Osmosis users. So Osmosis also is being considered a lot. Osmosis has 60,000 monthly active users, which means that, you know, Evmos could bootstrap their user base through that as well, right? Which is it makes a lot of sense. Osmo delegators will be considered for this. This is number one. Number two, Osmo Atom LPs, so people that provide liquidity there, because it's not only the largest pool, but also the first pool created in Osmosis. Then we got Osmo AKT as well as Atom AKT liquidity providers, which is simply for the reason because they share the same name, right? Akash, the co-founder of Tharsis, has the same name than the Akash network. So it felt wrong to not reward these liquidity providers. Then you have the Osmo UST LPs because it's a stable coin. And then interesting, you have Ion holders, right? So there's just a very community focused thing, and they want to contribute to give Ion a use case, right? So that's interesting. Another one that's also very interesting is IBC users. So whatever you've been doing, you know, especially through osmosis, you have heavily used IBC, which means that you'll also get a share from that, right? So IBC users will be also rewarded. All right, and then we have an Ethereum gas drop that's coming. So that's a very smart way to onboard also already Ethereum users and victims and bring them into a fast, scalable, interoperable ecosystem, right? And introduce them to the Cosmoverse. So what I've done is to select a handful of decentralized applications on Ethereum based on the activity and TVL. And users will be rewarded on their usage of these apps proportional to their gas expenditure, right? So that's really, really interesting and novel. And here are the applications that are being considered. We have Aave, which is a lending borrowing protocol. Uniswap, obviously, I think most of us have used Uniswap. I started to use it when version 2 just came out. So I think even on version 1, I did some trades. I don't remember correctly. But yeah, Uniswap, SushiSwap, which is a fork of Uniswap. And for those that have been using pStake, because in pStake, you actually can use SushiSwap to provide liquidity there, then you might be eligible there as well. Compound, Curve, OpenSea, right? For all the NFT people out there, this is huge. The OpenSea integrations, Gnosis, MetaMask swaps, which I've used, I think, only twice or 3 times. Ethereum name service, DAI, and a couple more, right? Olympus DAO as well. So that's also a big one. And DYDX, leverage trading platform, decentralized. But yeah, so those those are the dApps. Then when we talk about EVM bridges, that's also a very interesting one, because those are already people that are used or interested to bridge assets, right? So, but since the gas fees are so heavy, Evmos sympathizes with them, and that's why they want to give the airdrop also to them, right? So you have the Wormhole Bridge, Optics, Polygon, Avalanche, XDAI, Arbitrum, AnySwap, Connect, Synapse, Hub. I think most of you guys have at least used 1 or 2 of them. I've used a couple of them actually. So I'm really excited and interested to see how that's going to play out. And then last but not least, they also included people that were affected by exploits or hacks, right? So MEV victims, EIP 1559 victims, Thorchain, they had 2 hacks, right? The Fade Tribe Genesis contributors, Cream, they had a couple of hacks. Pulley Network had a hack. BCX, right? They had also a couple of hacks. Iron, Pickle Finance, like all these guys have, been hacked a lot. And then also early individual contributors. So that's also an extra for people that have been pushing this since early days. They're still defining the details, but there will be limits that you could disqualify. For example, if your account doesn't exist on chain at the snapshot time, if you have made actions above without meeting the minimum token thresholds, for example, 5 Atom, 20 Osmo for staking. This is not finalized yet, but I think that's a number that, you have to have a minimum balance of. If you have delegated a significant portion to centralized exchanges or zero commission validators. If we look at the snapshot date, it has already been taken, and it's going to be November 25th at 7 p.m. UTC. That's the snapshot date for all the ones that I just explained. And I hope you can get some value out of this. And I hope it also reminds you to withdraw all your funds from exchanges. We're going to actually look into some more airdrops right now that have been announced. And then we'll wrap it up for today. So Juno just had the Moneta upgrade, which means that there is also a perfect occasion to do snapshots, right? Because now they have smart contracts. One of them that immediately was announced is the Neta stake drop. And Neta, I don't even know anything about them, but Neta apparently is a scarce decentralized store of value, and it's fully community owned, right? So there's no reserve by any third party, developers, teams, founders, companies. It's the Juno community that owns all the Neta in existence. And here they already explain who gets how much. Distribution is going to be in 1st of January, I think. So people that delegated at least 25 Juno will get 1 Neta. Person that voted on at least 1 on-chain governance proposal would get 10 bonus Neta. And if you vote on all proposals, you get 5 bonus. And if you delegate it to at least one validator outside of the top 20, you get 0.2 bonus neta. So very interesting. I don't know anything about the tokenomics. I don't know. That's a lot of money. Could be like ions that are also super scarce. But yeah, we'll wait and see what this is about. So that's the first one. And then we also have another one that came out, which is Fortis Economia. I don't know what that is or who is behind that, but they came out and said, did someone say Snapshot? Don't want to ruin the official announcement, but we may see some FUD in your Kepler. So interesting, exciting. Let's see what this is about. And we've just seen airdrops coming out that can be claimed right now, which is Chihuahua and also Loom Network airdrop. We're also running a node on Loom, so that's really exciting. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and be good.